Welcome to this brand new episode of Formula 1 Career Mode, where we are at the grid for the Grand Prix of Bahrain. We have an update, I believe it's weight balance or something. So there's no rain expected, it's a night race, so I love night races to see. It's beautiful in the game and stuff like that. We are currently second slowest on the grid on paper, but I feel like the car is faster, and we are looking a little bit to the possible updates for the end of this episode. I think we're going with the engine upgrade. It's an upgrade, not an update. With the engine upgrade and one of the downforce upgrades.
Winning rivalries is a great way to earn respect from your team
So
and
we
around
have
the paddock,
no
which will help make
affable
it easier to negotiate
second
favourable contracts.
Affable.
Your first rival is
The
always
second
your teammate,
rival is
but you
not
can choose who to declare as
affable
your second.
for me
The harder
at
the rival from the
moment.
eligible
I think that's
selection.
after this race. So here's my setup. Quick look for you guys. There went something wrong when I record my practice sessions. Only the practice conversation, what with purple, was recorded, and I believe race strategy, where I was too slow in the first round, and at the second, third and fourth I was fast enough to have perfect.
Bahrain qualifying is nearly upon us and the drivers look as if they're all geared up to go. I expect we'll be getting underway very shortly. I was looking at some highlights of previous races here, and the one thing that really stood out to me was the run down to turn one. It's not an easy one to navigate as everyone is scrapping to get into there first.
It's the scene of many incidents as drivers jostle for position. You have to make a choice between going for it and self-preservation. There's no point in going in hot if you don't come out intact the other side. Even if you're at the front, you will be worrying about the guys behind you.
So here we are for qualifying, and we are direct starting with our first run on the soft tires at this Bahrain qualifying. So I want to say I'm not going to show my practice sessions in these videos anymore. So I have more time for the race to show you in my video. I don't want it to be more than 27 to 28 minutes. The first video was about 29 minutes, but I had so much, I did so much in that video, so it had to be a little bit longer. But I want for the rest of the episodes to be around 27 to 28 minutes or even shorter. Yeah, I think it's better for you. I think it's not fun, not the fun part of the videos. The fun part is the race and maybe a little bit qualifying, but for myself I don't like to see the practice sessions. As we went purple in the first sector, but the second sector we went slower than our own time, and we can improve on our first time, but we have P12, so we are into the second qualifying round. So I feel like we have a setup that's perfect for this track. We have a setup that's makes a lot of pace on the straight lines. Like we have so less downforce that we can make a lot of times up to other drivers. And as we go this time purple in sector 1, green in sector 2, and in sector 3 we go also so green, and that is ourselves up into qualifying 3. And that's Kimi Räikkönen out of qualifying. So this has been a great qualifying for us. I love to see ourselves into qualifying 3, but I think for the race it was better to start on P11, so that's the obviously it's the best, where you have around, I think, no, I don't think it's a fact. If you can choose the tire where you want to start on, so and it's the highest where you can choose where you want to start.
We're all ready for tomorrow's race, but before we begin, let's have a quick look at those who will be fronting the grid. Hamilton, Vettel, and... There's something in the Bahrain air tonight, and I'm not just talking about the sand. Our brightest minds have thrust their brightest ideas into the spotlight of the Sakhir circuit this evening as we look ahead once more to a Grand Prix that has thrilled us so consistently in the past. Formula One returns to the desert today on this exceptional 3.36 mile circuit. 15 corners provide plenty of overtaking opportunities. It could be a strategic race, this one, with Sakhir notorious for eating up the rear tyres. Watch out for drivers managing their rubber at some point during the Grand Prix. Bahrain has showed us many times in the past, though, Anthony Davidson, that a good strategy will only take you so far. Beyond that, you need good racecraft and you need good consistency.
And a little bit of luck too, I'd say. This is one of those circuits where the safety car always seems to come out just at the right time to condense the field together and mix up the cars on different strategies. It's hard on brakes, it's tough on fuel, and the main overtaking opportunity is down into turn 1, where it's easy to outbrake your opponent and potentially have a bit of argy-bargy as well.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Verstappen, Alexander Albon and Leclerc, Grosjean, Perez, Todd and Carlos Sainz, Norris, Ricciardo, Lance Stroll and Raikkonen, Butler, Weber, Nico Hülkenberg and Kevin Magnussen. Kvyat and George Russell ends our grid lineup, and with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Okay, the run into turn 1 isn't too long, so the pack will be bunched up. Take care.
So here we are for the race at night on the circuit of Bahrain. So officially we have to start on the softs. Like I said, I had more likely to start on, I want to start on medium, but we qualified qualifying 2 on the soft, so we have to start on softs and we have to do a 2-stop strategy. So here we are, it's a P8, P9 for us, and it's lights out and away we go. We have a decent start, but the rest of the grid has a much better start. I think we, like for ourselves, we had a great start. As we have a huge lockup into turn 1. And we are side by side with Daniel Ricciardo, but we have a lot of exit speed and we pass Sergio Perez. Like a restart of the second, of the first corner, second corner. So we pass Daniel Ricciardo and Sergio Perez. And after that, Sainz is really fast away from us. I feel like in Melbourne it was so that we are we were faster as our qualifying pace. Our pace was better, but now our race pace is slower as our qualifying pace. As Sergio Perez tries to overtake us, and he brakes so much later that he's up to P9 and we are down to P10. We have DRS. Can we make a move back? No, we can't. It's just a little bit too short. Can we make a move around here? It's not a usual place, but we had more speed and I had to lift. Otherwise, I lost my front wing. So maybe on another moment, maybe not. I don't know, or I said it, but I fixed the problem. You can have my engineer now as well. I think that's much better for you. So you can hear when he has to say that we are checking earlier, like right now. He says that we have a new strategy option. As we struggle a little bit by choosing the other strategy, I think maybe if we didn't do that on that moment, we could have gone for a move for P9. So we box our lap earlier on lap number 5. I feel Perez is straight line.
In this lap, push now.
Is a little bit less as ours, as we are past him, but again he brakes later than we, and he flies just back around me. Maybe I could have braked a fraction later there, so I could make overtake with stick. But it is like we can't do something about it. I want to say. I think Sergio Perez is up to a 1-stop. He's going very long on the softs as we go into the pits right now, and he go to the hard tire. Pretty decent pit stop, and we come out of the pit lane on P20. So a little bit of a I had hoped to came back at P18 or something, but it's so early in the race that we stopped that I came back at P20. Everyone was so close together, and we have to race to George Russell, but Russell in Williams, of course, they say on paper that the cars are about the same, but our car is just so much faster as the car of Russell. So a lap later we are here at the back of George Russell. Not in DRS for the moment, but as we run on the really long fast corner, we are in DRS, but it is not necessary as we try to find our way past George Russell. He brakes a little bit later, like my brake balance is much to the back of the car, to the rear end of my car, so I have to brake a little bit earlier, but it's better for turn 10. I have less lockups as normal, and without DRS and with I think overtake mode, we pass George Russell as Daniel Ricciardo comes out of the pit lane on, it looks like P18 for me. Yeah, definitely P18. So we lost a bit of time because Daniel Ricciardo was behind us as his engine does a boom. He had an engine failure and is out of the session. And of course that's P18 for us. We have a replay from his problem here. From my back, from the front wing of me, you can see it again. That just this engine goes boom. So here we are at the back of Sergio Perez, who's fighting with Davon Butler. So like I said, Perez is on the hards, I'm on the mediums, and I said I just feel like mediums are really much stronger. So we have DRS, we have modes, high mode. So we have slipstream on Davon Butler. We brake really late this time. We have locker, we have a huge locker, but we get side by side with Perez and past Butler. And at this moment, our car, like I said, our straight line speed on this track is great. So in a fight on the straight line, we win it, and we are up into P15. And I thought we were going to hear that I have to pit this lap or the lap after this one, but that was tough. A lot of people have pitted, and we are looking here to what they have done. So Roman Grosjean 2 times in soft. Like I thought I could go as well 2 times in soft. Maybe that was better. And hard, but 1 soft and then hard was I think the best strategy for me. So we are up into P12 as Kimi Räikkönen is in the pits for his first and last stop. And I think Sainz is, Grosjean is in the pit as well, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to pit after this lap. We are up into P9 with Max Verstappen behind us, our teammate behind us, Roman Grosjean behind us, and ahead of us is Lando Norris. So I feel like it's a great race. But I think if we started, like I said, on P11, we were able to get much more out of it. Like, yeah, we try to race as best as I can, but second stop cost so much time to the others that we came back at P17 and we are not able to make, I think it's about 7 places or so. 7, no, that's not right. It's 9 places to P8, and we are not able to overtake so much people in 7 laps. But we are in DRS distance of Daniel Kvyat. So there will be a overtake on him really soon, as the Honda engine is just not pretty good at this moment in my career, and definitely not at the Toro Rosso car. So we can see a little bit of a train in front of me. That gives me hope. And we see we have only 2 seconds before we are at the back of Lucas Webber, and at lap 26 We are almost in DRS, in distance of DRS for Lucas Webber, but it's just not enough time. Yeah, we overtake Lucas Webber and another driver, but I don't know who it was. I think this was a great overtake. We just run clean through the outside of Lucas Webber, our former Formula 2 teammate. And next up the list is Nico Hulkenberg. So there are a lot of cars. I think if I came at the back of Nico Hulkenberg, there are 2 laps necessary to overtake all of them, because we are so fast on this medium steer and not brand new anymore. They are beginning to be a little bit old, so that's a bit of a problem for me. Well, I'm trying to overtake the rest of the midfield, but I think if we had a little bit of fresher tires, I could have overtaken 4-5 cars how do you call it? In front of me. The 4-5 cars in front of me. So there are Nico Hulkenberg, I think Roman Grosjean, and this screwed my world chance of overtaking them all. I had just a little bit of oversteer and the car slipped away. So here we are, this the best chance of overtaking Nico Hulkenberg. And we brake late, and I almost thought we would collide with Roman Grosjean, but we just brake on time, and yeah, we are in the last lap, so it won't be possible to overtake Roman Grosjean. Yeah, but we are on P14, it's not that bad. The team expected me on P18 like I said last race. And yeah, P14 is really decent, but Kimi Räikkönen had just a better race. I think he's P8, so we about swapped places. Yeah, I'm not happy with it, but I think the team is happy with it. I will lose a lot of places in the championship, but that doesn't matter as it's just only the second race.
I was a bit worried about this one at the start of the weekend, but you pulled through. Thank you.
Like I said, the team is happy with the result.
That's it for another Grand Prix and a fantastic win for Mercedes.
Of course, Mercedes won.
Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves
I
apart
think
today?
Well, I know it's a bit of a
Hamilton will
boring
be
answer, but the
champion
truth is they simply
in
had
my
the best
career,
speed package on the
this
day,
remote
and a driver
season.
who knows how to
I
take
think
advantage
he's
of that. It doesn't matter
almost
how much time you spend
every
poring over
time
the stats and planning
world
strategies
champion
if you
in the
can't keep the
first
pace. And our winner today showed they could do both.
First season of your career mode.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes. The World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. It's a great result for Lewis Hamilton, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. Now, let's discuss, Ants. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
For me, it's Kimi Räikkönen, someone who definitely doesn't get enough attention for how well he performs out on the track.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Meanwhile, Ferrari have improved their position. A strong weekend from them as they fight their way towards the top. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
So like I said, we went down in the championship at the constructors standings. We are still best of the rest, but like I said, it's only the second race, so it doesn't really matter right now. We can still be best of the rest at the end of the season. So we drawing the rivalry with Kimi Räikkönen, and we don't have a second one, so that's going great. We have a lot of resource points as we complete the goal. It was hard, so 600 resource points.
Great work. That's exactly the kind of result I'm looking for. Keep it up.
And I'm going to shop for some upgrades for the next race in China, I think. Yeah, in China, definitely. So, is it China? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's China. So, like I said, we're going with an engine update and the left downforce update, and we're going for a reliability upgrade. If it's so, the wing will be ready at Bahrain, I think, of Azerbaijan. Bahrain was this one. I meant Azerbaijan. And in the next episode, China, the power upgrade will be ready. So thank you for watching. I hope to see you guys next week. Leave a like and subscribe.